pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank everyone for being here tonight. Looks like we've got a good crowd this evening. Thank you for participating in your local government. Ask Mr. Brandon Keywood to call the roll tonight.
Joey Denton.
Here.
Joe Stafford.
Here.
Joe Smallwood. Josh Simpson. Here. Joe Barlow. Troy York.
Here.
Gerald Church.
Here.
Shelby Fox.
Here.
Ryan Lee.
Here.
Paul Ballard.
Here.
Gary Garrison.
Here.
Thomas Willman. Ryan Hawkins.
Here.
Richard Head.
Here.
Jackie Mavis.
Here.
Mark Dodge.
Here.
Anthony Bug.
Here.
Kevin Cummings.
Here.
Looks like we've got two absent. Mr. Brandon, so we do have a quorum present, so good to go. First item on the agenda tonight is the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting, which was the 11th of August. Should have those in your packet. Anyone take any corrections to the minutes of that meeting? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Motion by Mr. Garrison to approve the minutes. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Meadows. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Minutes stand approved. Okay. Next item on the agenda is public comment from the audience about anything on our agenda tonight. Anything that's on our agenda tonight, and now's your time to address the commission, make public comment about something. Pat Baker?
I noticed tonight there's several items concerning amendments. It'd be nice for you to, maybe, when you have an amendment, state the amount, maybe the counts that are involved, so we have an idea of what's pressed for. I know being here before, I heard you say one about sheriff here, and you give an amount, and then some more, you don't never give an amount. I think it'd be good for taxpayers to know how much you're moving, and maybe even why you're moving. That's just my comment.
Amen. Okay, but we have one amendment tonight on the agenda, and that's the school board amendment, is what we have tonight. Okay. You're welcome to look at it here.
Well, I thought you were amending your longevity and,
That's just the policy amendment. The policy amendment on that.
not,
Yeah.
on that. But anyway, on amounts, I think it'd be nice to
Well,
state and let everybody know.
they are also available, they would be in the mayor's office for,
I understand that,
look at.
Chairman, but I think, to me, it sounds like you're trying to hide something when you don't say it.
Nothing's trying to be hid, Mr. Halfacre.
Huh?
Nothing is trying to be hid. I don't know how, unless you're asking us to distribute out a packet to everyone in the audience, I don't know what,
Well, I could very easily say that this is going from this account to that account, $600.
okay,
So,
thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I know that you just said that if anyone wants to speak on the agenda, we can stand up and speak. My problem is, I'm sure they're available in the mayor's office, the agenda, but it would be nice if we have no business in town to be able to pick one up as we come in for the meeting, a copy of the agenda,
okay.
okay?
I'm sure we could have some agendas available in the back.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. We'll be done. Anyone have anything else? Okay, moving on. Next item on the agenda tonight is the election of the chairman. Mr. Cummings, would you mind taking the chair, please?
evening. Now taking nominations for chairman of the commission.
I'd like to nominate Joey, chairman of the commission.
Got a nomination for Joey Denson,
I'd like to nominate Ryan Hopkins.
got a nomination for Ryan Hopkins. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Good choices. Entertain a motion to close the nominations.
Thank you.
Motion by Mr. Fox. Second.
I'll second.
Second. And I guess what we'll do now, we'll call roll and make your decision by affirming the names you would like to be the chairman.
Joe Stafford.
Hopkins.
Joe Smallwood.
Hopkins.
Josh Hanson. Troy York.
Hopkins.
Darrell Church.
Joey.
Shelby Fox.
Joey.
Ryan Lee.
Joey.
Paul Ballard.
Joey.
Gary Garrison.
Ryan Hopkins.
Peter Head.
Hopkins.
Jack Davis.
Hopkins.
Mark Gosh.
Joey.
Anthony Bug.
Mr. Dean.
Jim Cummings.
I'm going to pass. Seven votes for Joey and 6 for Ryan. Joey, congratulations.
Thank you. All right, thank you, gentlemen. All right, now the election of Chairman Pro Tem. The floor is now open for nominations for Chairman Pro Tem.
I nominate Kevin Cummings.
Kevin Cummings has been nominated.
I'll second.
Any more nominations for Chairman Pro Tem? I have a motion, nomination cease. Mr. Cummings be elected by acclamation.
So moved.
Mr. Stafford makes a motion. Do I have a second?
How you say?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Cummings. All right, next item on our agenda is the budget amendment for the school system. Ms. Paxton is here to answer any questions that you may have for that. We went over that with the budget committee prior to this meeting. It passed in the budget committee. Basically, it's all money, new money that came in, am I correct, that is just being placed in the appropriate fund. Anyone have any questions over the budget amendment for the school system? I have a motion to approve.
I'll give you a motion.
Mr. Ryan to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Darrell Church. Any other questions? Call the roll. Brandon, please.
Joey Denton.
Yes.
Joe Stafford.
Yes.
Dennis Smallwood.
Yes.
Josh Stanton. Yes. Troy York.
Yes.
Darrell Church.
Yes.
Shelby Hall.
Yes.
Brandon Lee.
Yes.
Paul Ballard.
Yes.
Gary Garrison.
Yes.
Ryan Hawkins.
Yes.
Richard Hill.
Yes.
Jason Miller.
Yes.
Mark Gosh.
Yes.
Anthony Buck.
Yes.
Kevin Cummings.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next item on our agenda is the insurance increase. This is the health insurance for our employees. Y'all should have that information in your packet. This increase goes into effect, payroll-wise in December, increase-wise in January, I think. And in the past, we have absorbed, the county has absorbed all the increases over the years. This time, the recommendation is that we split that increase between the employee and the county. And that increase will equal out to about $22, $23 each per month.
Is that the same insurance? Well, that's an awful big increase.
Same insurance that we've always had.
No changes.
No change in the policy, no change in the insurance. Any questions? See her on. She's on one here to answer it, so. Her line of work. Do I have a motion anywhere?
Give you a motion to approve.
Motion by Buckett to approve the recommendation. Do I have a second?
I'll give you a second.
Second by Mr. Dodge. Any other questions or comments? Not Brandon, call the roll, please.
Joey Denton.
Yes.
Joe Stafford.
Yes.
Dennis Smallwood.
Yes.
Joe Stanton. Yes. Troy York.
Yes.
Darrell Church.
Yes.
Shelby Fox.
Yes.
Ryan Lee.
Yes.
Paul Ballard.
Yes.
Gary Garrison.
Yes.
Ryan Hawkins.
Yes.
Richard Hill.
Yes.
Jason Miller.
Yeah.
Mark Gosh.
Yes.
Anthony Buck.
Yes.
Kevin Cummings.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next item is the amendment to the longevity pay policy. And you should have that in front of you. We adopted this policy some time ago, but Ms. Kayla, our attorney, said we needed to kind of polish it up a little bit to make sure that we addressed everything. And this is the cleaned up version of it that will go into our policy handbook. And Sarah, do you have anything to add to that? Gail is not here tonight, but, I mean, this is just outlining the time frame that if someone comes here from another agency, that they have to notify us of their previous service and who it covers. You know, they have to be a full-time employee, it doesn't cover part-time employees, and how they figure the longevity pay, everything like that.
I just have Kayla, on the phone, she's listening, if anybody has questions. All of these changes were at her suggestion.
It's not really changing anything, it's just, clarifying who it applies
So the only thing we added, I gave you a memo along with the new policy, it added a eligibility part as number 3 there. It just clarifies who is eligible for longevity, so obviously we clarified, no elected officials, it doesn't affect highway, it doesn't affect schools, and it doesn't affect part-time employees.
Okay.
And it clarifies, what is a full-time employee.
Basically, same thing we passed a month or two ago,
Yes.
just with that clarification.
Just with the eligibility clarification, correct.
Any further questions? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. York makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Meadows. Any other discussion? If not, Randy, call the roll, please.
Joey Dick,
Yes.
Joe Stafford,
Yes.
Joe Smallwood,
Yes.
Josh Green. Yes. Roy Orr,
Yes.
Darrell Church,
Yes.
Shelby Fox,
Yes.
Brian Lee,
Yes.
Paul Ballard,
Yes.
Gary Garrison,
Yes.
Ryan Hawkins,
Yes.
Richard Hitt,
Yes.
Nathan Meadows,
Yes.
Mark Gosh,
Yes.
Anthony Buck,
Yes.
Anthony.
Yes.
Motion carried. Next item is the opioid resolution that you have in your package. I'm gonna ask for some help on this, Mr. Mayor, or someone.
The state sent this out, this is the part 2, of what we had previously passed probably 2 years ago. And this is, just, some new funding coming in, to the state and how they're gonna disperse it and everything like that, but we have to pass this resolution in order to receive that money.
Keep the opioid money coming in, we must adopt this new resolution.
This is money from the class action lawsuit against the pharmaceutical company.
Right.
I get a motion to approve.
Motion by Ryan to approve the resolution about opioid,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Cummings. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And approved. Next item on the agenda is the resolution to do with the TCRS that we've been dealing with for quite some time. Ms. Kayla has been working on that with them, and I think they have sent this resolution the last time, most recently. They're still sitting on our money, if I'm correct, and I think the last information that I understood is they determined that there is nobody that will fall into the category, or one possibly in the school system, possibly.
However, this does not,
Don't even address,
no, all this does is allow us to enter into the study.
right,
It makes no commitment.
right. And to try to resolve, to get the resolution on this.
Someone here to explain box 2, what is actually written?
Kayla, do you have it in front of you, the TCRS resolution? The box.
Yeah, let me pull it up real fast here.
Yes, please.
Commissioner Lee.
So, my understanding is when we passed, can they hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my understanding is when we passed this, like a year ago or more, we only included county commissioners in the study. And I think we were advised by TCRS that that's what we were supposed to do. And then when they sent it to their higher ups for approval, they was told that we had to offer that to any employee that was employed at the time we adopted the TCRS, program. So we had to go back and figure out how many employees that would apply to in the general county fund, and we figured out it was only one, because we were worried the study wouldn't be feasible, if there were
I'm
many
sorry, Kayla,
employees.
there was 0 in the general county fund, but 1 in the general school fund.
Yeah, yeah, one that it would apply to.
Right.
So, this is just saying that we're going to participate in the study to let them do a review of her salary and see if it's something she would be willing to do. That way, the county commissioners and everybody else could also be eligible if they wanted to buy back their time. This is not saying we're required to do that. This is just saying we're gonna participate in the study. And they're waiving the cost of the study since it was their mistake. And we relied on their advice of how we should do the initial study, and so, they're waiving the fee for the study, so it's not gonna cost anything. And they said if this is just one employee, if she decides that she is definitely not gonna do it, no matter how much it is, then they can, they could probably just forego the study on her and just proceed with the commissioners and everybody else that we
What would
already
happen?
participated, yeah. And so it's not requiring us to do anything, it's just basically giving them permission to proceed with the study on the remaining employees
So,
that we didn't include in the first one, which is just one.
so that's, box 2 just means the county's not buying their part back.
This is, so purchase no years of
Right.
fire service on behalf of the individual. We won't purchase it for them.
Right.
They are required to purchase their part back.
Right. And they did, I mean, I was at the meeting where they did say they would eat the cost. If there was a study, they would eat the cost of it because they messed up to start with. But if the scenario that plays out, like Ms. Kayla said, then there wouldn't even be a study.
We won't purchase it.
And it wouldn't even be nothing. So, like I said, they're still sitting on our money down there and they won't know what to do with it. And Ms. Taylor, am I right? We need to do this to get this thing moving on or do something one way or another.
If we decide to not go forward on any of it, then they would refund all the money that they're holding, but they've not refunded it yet because we have to run the study on all eligible county employees.
But to be clear, if we don't move forward, then that negates the things we had done in the past, correct, with this study? The previous study that we did, it would be negated. We don't move forward.
Right, we wouldn't get the money back for the cost of the study that they did initially, but we would get the money back if the county's already put their part in it. My understanding, I can't remember the exact amount, but what, 70,000 or 40?
70,000 roughly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was around that, I can't remember, it's been a while. But yeah, that's just sitting in a pot right now, and if we decide not to go forward, then they would reimburse all of that. They will not reimburse the cost of the initial study. And like, we don't have to run it on, teachers or anybody that's not paid by, basically the mayor's office. And so we initially thought the study wouldn't be feasible because finding all those records from the 90s would be impossible for multiple employees, but we realized there's only one.
I'll give you a motion.
Look for Brian to approve the resolution.
I'll second that.
second by Mr. Cummings, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Airport vehicle rentals. Jim, someone here to enlighten us on some of that?
Well, a couple of months ago, Cat and Smith approached me about having rental cars out at the airport. We don't have any ground transportation here. And, they were willing to provide ground transportation through rental cars if, we would allow it. And we had a meeting with the airport board, and they presented a packet with their qualifications and, how they would, operate, a rental car operation.
In your packet, you've got, I guess, is their proposal on how they would like to do this?
Yes, yes, it would be done electronically, like an Airbnb. The county wouldn't be directly involved with the administration of it. It would be their responsibility.
Okay. And I know several of y'all on the airport committee probably know a lot more about it than I do, but if I understand it right, they're gonna house a couple of vehicles there in one of our hangars.
That's correct, and they would be paying a hangar
They're
lease.
gonna pay a hangar fee, just like if an aircraft was in the hangar.
Yes.
And if someone flies in, they need transportation, they can rent this vehicle, use it. They're responsible, we're hands-off on all of this,
Hands off.
and everything, so. But they do need our blessing to do this.
And the Corps of Engineers too. And
Yeah.
we contacted the Corps, and they said this would be a problem.
Mhm. Okay.
Doesn't affect any grant or money that comes in leased into a commercial venture instead of private, you know what I mean? Does that affect any federal funding that we might get?
Have y'all encountered any, he asked, would this have any effect on any of our grant funds that we receive through TDOT or anything like that? Where they're a private venture? Okay. He says no.
Whose insurance covers the vehicle? Says insurance covers Origin. Is that your insurance?
Their insurance would be responsible.
That's company.
Yes.
What's their cost for renting out the hangar?
$200 a month.
Is this a smaller hangar than what the lanes are?
No, they're all, it's a standard hangar.
Well, is it, I don't think it's the whole hangar, though, is it? It's just the back of it. The way I read that.
I'm sorry.
Just come on up there, Jim, not too worried.
It's not the whole hangar, it's just the back of it, is not the way that I read this.
No, it'll be the whole hangar.
The whole hangar.
Looked at one section, it's not enough, you don't have two cars, it's not enough room for two cars in a smaller section. So they're going to get the entire hangar.
What's the regular price for a hangar? Split the plane. No, these are big.
No, no.
Give them the cars, why you buy the fuel, you're buying
We tried that years ago, we thought that courtesy car, it comes back with an empty gas tank and it comes back with used, so.
Jim, this went through the airport committee, am I correct?
Oh, it did.
And their feeling was, what was their recommendation, their feeling on it?
Well, they recommended bringing it before the entire
Okay.
county court. I thought had a really good presentation when they made the presentation in front of the airport committee, and, it's up to you folks.
Okay.
Since both vehicles are blacked out, does that fall in the law? Since both vehicles are blacked out, does that mean all the windows are blacked out? I mean, that's what it says.
The one that I saw was, they had tinted windows. Certainly it would be.
What do y'all think, what are y'all thinking on it? Anybody have a feeling?
As long as it's not gonna affect funding, having a commercial business, you know, operating out of there, make sure that's not gonna affect.
Jim?
Right, well, should, but I wanna make sure that it could, you know what I mean? Other than, $200 a month, vehicle rental, is there any profitability to us,
Talking with the Corps of Engineers, they said that the normal procedure is the company that is operating on Corps of Engineer property will have to pay a small percentage of the gross sales. I think Jackson County gets some benefit out of that.
Unless I didn't see it, I don't see a length of time on here, so is this cancelable on either party at any
Yes.
time?
Yes.
If this don't work out
If it
6
doesn't
months
work,
from now,
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
okay,
we're just giving permission for them to be able to lease it.
That's
We have no control over the lease, the terms of the lease, nothing like that. That's between you all, the airport, directly with the.
true, but, but I mean, we can see if it's going to work, let them try it, and if it doesn't work, then just, have to pull the plug on it.
Does it affect anything with Homeland Security? Business being that was there in mind.
Situation we've got now, since we don't have any ground transportation, people are flying in and wanting to visit the county and have ground transportation and flying to El Cabo, where they need that right across.
I'll give you a motion.
motion by Mr. Cummings to approve. Second. Second by Mr. Church, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Approved that. All right, next thing on the agenda is the jail roof repair situation. Sure?
I thought we wouldn't have mentioned it.
Well, we can. Would you like to?
Adjuster's coming, not
Okay.
here to Wednesday, so I don't see no point in anything like that.
Okay,
So
all right,
adjuster comes and get him a decision on it.
all right.
We'll have that at the next
We can
meeting.
table that until the next point in time then. Next item we've got is the library's annual report, information only. Is anyone here from the library? Okay, see none. You should have that in your packet. Everyone should have got that. As far as the activity for the library for 24 and 25. Looks like they've been very busy up there. Information only. Take that and, look over that, please. Next item is information only also, Mr. Grady Deal, resignation from the IDB board. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Mayor, or?
They haven't came to me with a recommendation yet, so that's just for their information at this time, and we'll bring it up sometime. I get a recommendation
All right,
for the commission to approve.
okay. And, next item is the Enbridge East Tennessee Natural Gas update. I think we got some folks here from that. Thanks, sir.
All right, my name's Art Haskins. I'm manager of stakeholder engagement for Enbridge and East Tennessee Natural Gas. We've been talking about this project since June of 2021. It's to loop our line, provide extra gas transmission down the main line that goes through this county. It's been doing that for 75 years. To provide gas to TVA as they transition from coal to natural gas generation for electricity. Obviously, the electricity will come back to this area. We have done all of our studies. In April of this year, we received our certificate from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to move forward with our project. We received our state water permit, our federal water permit, a number of other permits. And so we're looking to start construction sometime in the beginning to middle of October. We're still waiting for a notice to proceed from the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC. And when we do that, it lines up really well. There's a tree clearing window. You can only cut trees in areas where there's bats and eagles and birds and that kind of stuff between October 15th and April 1st. So the first step, and if you look in your packet here, the last sheet that folds out talks about the construction part. We'll go through all 122 miles, starting at each end, one over in Hartsville and the other one down in Roane County, and at TVA's Peninsula, and work our way through that whole process of clearing all the trees. At the same time, our groundwork for the compressor station over Hartsville, our first horizontal directional drill underneath the major rivers, as well as then starting that clearing of the land, laying out of the pipe, and all the rest of the process to put this pipeline next to the existing pipeline over the 122 miles. It'll take about a year. It won't be in full construction the whole time. It kind of moves its way as it clears, cuts the trench, welds up, all that kind of process, and then restoration. But we're committed to deliver gas to TVA on November 1st of 2026. So overall, it takes about a year. It'll take a little bit longer than that. The last portion's done. If we finish up in the fall, we may have restoration into next spring, right, for the grass to regrow. We've worked with county ag extension agents. We've worked with county road permits, TDOT road permits. All the roads are being surveyed. What else? There's a number of things, but overall, the impact here locally, the positive impact is after it's done, what we pay in the county in taxes will go up, as well as the about 1,200 workers across the existing 122 miles and their time in the counties, living, eating, buying food, that kind of stuff. So, any questions anybody has? All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Okay, that concludes our agenda. Any other business come before the court tonight? Hand up. Yes.
I talked with Mr. Morgan the other day and asked the best way to get in touch with the county commissioners, and he suggested I come here versus phone calls and emails. So, wanted to bring some information to you. We'll be passing this out. This is concerning the primary that a lot of people have heard about, regarding that the GOP has, proposed. And so, be giving each of you a copy of this, which will also, come out in the newspaper. This is a letter from the GOP. And, this is a letter from the GOP Executive Committee, just letting you guys know, more about a primary in general. And I also will be passing this out. Our state executive, committee leader, Ms. Linda Clark, is here tonight. And, she has written this, which will also, come out in the newspaper, this week. So I wanted to bring you guys a copy of this, just talking more about the primaries. You'll find in that first letter I gave you, Scott Golden, with the state. He's also got a quote in there about primaries, and, sorry, there you go. Yeah. And, so this is just, again, more information about why, the question is why have primaries for local races. And so more information, again, about that. And our goal being here tonight is to is just to give this information out. The second, thing is that we are the September, October, November, and December meetings, that the Republicans generally have on Tuesday nights. Instead of having our regular meetings, these are going for, sorry, actually, I left you out on that one. Did I give you the budget? Yeah, sorry about that. Is that we are inviting, everyone that represents the county. So whether they're an elected official or an appointed or hired, official. And so we are asking, you guys also to come and be part of these meetings. These are informative meetings only to give everyone in the county an opportunity to come and hear what everyone does and what your role is in the county and how it affects county business and county activity and the success of Jackson County, because it does take everybody working together to make that happen. And so you'll see, and we have talked to most of the people on this list. Some emails have been sent. You guys, this is your email. So we are asking you guys to come, and we divided it by districts there. November 18th, districts 1 through 3, and then December 16th, districts 4 through 6, and I've asked Mr. Morgan to come and be part of that meeting as well. So, again, I know there's a lot of rumors and a lot of things going around about a primary, and so this is just information, and more information that everybody has, the better decisions everybody can make. And so we, as an executive committee, Bo, as the chairman, we are open to questions. We have an email address on here and a phone number. And of course, most of you probably have most of our cell numbers, but we would be happy as an executive committee to sit down with anybody at any time. Ms. Linda Clark would also join us to help answer any questions about the primary. So any specific questions about the things I handed you tonight?
So this meet and greet, these are scheduled for after the time to potentially rescind the request for a primary, correct?
Well, there's 4 meetings. There's September, October, November, and December. That's correct. These are just informative meetings. These really don't have anything, those meetings don't have anything to do with the primary. Those are just an opportunity to set up a meeting for everyone in the county to be able to meet who our current, representatives are. And so the other information is about the primary specifically. And again, that comes out, this information will be in the newspaper this week, about the primary.
The majority of other counties have the ability to have town halls and debates and learn about what their representatives believe in and so on and so forth. We've never had anything like that here. And so nobody knows who they're voting for.
So,
And we're growing at 20% a year, so, people want to know who they're voting for, and this is an opportunity, if you want to run for something, please come to these meetings, please be involved, get to meet the people, share how you feel about the vision for the future of Jackson County, all that kind of stuff, so that's what it's for.
and the September through December meetings aren't just about the primary or the election. So even if you're like, I'm not running again, we would still like for you to come and talk about your role in the county and what your role is. I mean, I know tonight, we've talked about, a budget committee, and we've talked about, I know there's a fairground board, and then there was, some other committees mentioned. You know, the community just needs to have an opportunity to learn all of that. So this is just a way to give that opportunity to to everyone in the county. So this is just an open invitation. It's not GOP. It's just we're using our meeting time to do this.
What is the date for the opportunity to present?
Mark, do you know that, do you remember?
November 21st. Oh, sure, thank you.
November 21st.
No, November 21st, is the deadline to resend the primary, if that is so chosen to do. And Drew is also on here. He's also agreed to kind of talk about the election commission and what they do. And so this is a learning opportunity.
Drew, do you have an estimate on how much it's going to cost the county to have this extra primary?
So, legislature passed that they will reimburse the county. The numbers that I have been going off of is the 2022 primary, which they reimburse. But as you know, we have to over-prepare. If we don't over-prepare, something happens, then that doesn't look good on us. So the state only reimburses us for things that we can use for this election specifically. So if we go off our 2022 numbers, it cost the county $10,000 off. It was $35,000. They reimbursed us $25,000 roughly. You know, I can't say that it's going to be $10,000. I can't say that it's going to be free. You know, it's going to get down to when we start seeing what we need for the election. If we need extra signs, they know we can use these signs for more elections. They won't reimburse stuff like that. So I don't have a definite number of it's going to be that $10,000 again. I don't know if it's going to be 1,000, 3, 10,000, 15,000. You know, but just going off our 2022 numbers, it was $10,000.
So on page 3 of that first thing I gave you, that starts on the first page, Dear Friends and Neighbors in Jackson County, on page 3, it goes to what you're talking about. We have the cost for the 2016, 2020, and 2024 that Jackson County submitted for reimbursement, and it was everything that was submitted was reimbursed. And then there's a second paragraph there that says what is not reimbursed, talking about those things that, like maybe signage, things that can be used in other elections. And so that is part of this. And we do have additional information on that we can provide.
And I want to be clear, the state has made it very clear, there is no cap on the reimbursement amount. So if we use it for the election, it's reimbursed. If it's something that we're going to use for the next 10 elections, then they're not going to reimburse that. So that's the only thing not reimbursed is stuff that would be used in future elections.
Has there already been money appropriated within your budget to cover the extra cost of the primary? And if not, who's gonna pay for that?
No, not in the current year budget, no. We will have to address that if
additional costs from Drew's office, which we don't know at this time if there will be.
I have a quick question, when will we find out? We have to wait until next year to find out what the cost will be? There's no way for us
Yeah,
to
so,
project?
so after the election, we have so many days, to get all of our receipts into the portal to the state. Then they have to review everything, and, you know, it's a process, just like everything. I don't have a exact time frame, but it is a good, I would say, 60 days. And then it takes time to get that money back into the county, which I, what Kat might know, being a trustee, when that money usually comes in. It's just, yeah.
We can also, like if Drew needs something for the, he can also request, ask the state if it will be reimbursed before he purchases it. And they will give him an answer about reimbursement before the purchase. So there is that opportunity too. I do have a few extra copies of these, if anybody wants one tonight, but again, all of this will be in the newspaper, I believe, Wednesday.
So all of these will be held in conjunction with the state primaries. There will be no specific, just county primaries, and we would have to provide all the funding. Is that correct?
Typically, we've only had presidential primaries, so this is this is not a presidential primary, so this is a county primary, and then other primaries around the state will also be on the ballot, correct?
So instead of every 4 years, it'll be every 2.
So those running for, I know John Henry and, Mr. Garrett, Ms. Van Hillary, those running for those will also be on the primary ballot.
They're in the August primary.
They're in the August primary, okay.
The only one that wouldn't be would be our tax assessor, since there is no general election then.
Tax assessor, 3 of the school boards, which are on opposite, you know, every, 2 years is different school board members.
So that would be countywide, I mean, county.
Yeah, and then, and the city is still nonpartisan, so your city races would not be on the primary.
So if I'm understanding correctly, we have a primary every 2 years instead of every 4 years.
The primary has to be called by the local parties every time. So the Republican Party of Jackson County and/or the Democratic Party of Jackson County would have to call for the primary each time a primary came about. And legislature, they are paying for this one, but they will also have to pass new legislature down the line if they're gonna pay for future elections as well.
I think it's approved through 2030 currently, and they're working on the legislature that, would continue to pay for it after 2030.
Let me just ask a dumb question. Why does the political party in my sheriff, Hillary,
You'll come to us, if you'll come to us and we'll talk about it, I'll tell you this, everybody that's come in has had a completely different experience walking out. So I'd love to talk to you about it, Brian, but it's a long, complicated conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, it's more than I wanna get into right now. I'm happy to talk to anybody individually. I want the whole committee there, so everybody can give you their, because it wasn't just me. I'm not the only one that voted for this.
I didn't say it was, I just asked a question.
Yeah.
That was the same question I
I
had.
seen a hand up back here, listen.
What are the benefits of the primary?
People come talk to me, I'll be glad to talk to you.
Here, I'll give you a copy of this. Ms. Linda, and what she has written addresses a lot of that. And so that's part of this information, the why have primaries for local races.
Anybody?
If you have a Republican one, do we have a Democrat too? There's nobody representing the Democrat. Is there a Democrat and a Republican?
Yeah.
Or can it be just one or the other? We have to have
Both it can be either party, like, they both have filed, the Republican Party and Democratic Party have both filed. So as of right now, as long as nobody rescinds, we will have a Republican and Democratic primary. If there's nobody, that qualifies on, say, like a
for example, county mayor that wants to run as a Democrat, it will say on the ballot, no candidate qualified, to go down to the next, thing. But, the parties do have the option to, we could just have a Republican primary if they called for it and the Democrats didn't, and vice versa.
Does anyone have anything else? I mean, we could talk about this probably all night, and I don't know if we're gonna get any answers. I'm being honest with y'all. So, and honestly, we as a court have no say in this. You know, unless we got to fund this thing in the future. And that's when we're gonna have to address it. That's the way I see our role. So, does anyone have anything else you'd like to address the court about tonight? Hand up.
I just wanted to offer that I have cards that, Kara introduced me. My name is Linda Clark, and I'll be glad for you to have my card if you want to call or send me an email about this issue.
Okay. Anything else? Mr. Knapp?
The library, you know, we've got our kids going there to learn and read and do this and that. They've got a major water problem. Coming through the floor, getting under the tile, under the floor, and getting foot wet. Two of the bathrooms were leaking for a long time, so I went and bought new toilet flushers, you know, to fix the toilets, because they were just leaking water constantly. So I have, BA Services has offered to dig the ditch in the back for a, French drain to get the water from coming in the building. We would like to just get permission to do that. We would hope that we could get some gravel and maybe some, corrugated tile for this, for the French drain, but the labor, we can take care of the labor if we just get permission to do it.
And I can go get Roger's group and get gravel donated.
That's perfect.
What's your
That's
What's your timeline?
On digging. You know, it's fixing, you know, we have to get it, call and get it, you know, laid out, but just before the rain starts, you know, it's gonna start coming pretty quick, so.
So, we came over with, and I brought a person that does this, and it's been about, I don't know, how long it would be, probably 2 or 3 months later than we went and see. But the guy that was looking at it just came in from Texas tonight. I can probably get him in here at the end of the week and look at it, and if you can be there with him, because he's already laid it out.
Okay, sure, absolutely. I'm just trying to give them some help.
I understand it, and I wish it had gone faster.
Yeah.
But, we're still trying to help out and make sure that when we do it again this time, we don't have to fix it again.
Right. I'll get with you.
So, yeah, let's get that right after.
It's not been forgotten about, Larry. I mean, Jim and I had this discussion a day or two ago, and it's on the burner. But yeah, if you can get with Paul.
Sure.
I know Paul's had a guy looking at it.
Perfect.
It's definitely on the burner.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anyone have anything else? I have a motion to adjourn. Oh, no, I'm sorry, notaries. Thank y'all. 2 notaries, Emily Mahaney and Brandy Sparks. Motion by Ryan to approve, second. Pick somebody. Mark Dodge? All right. All right. All in favor of approving the notary, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Notary stand approved. All right. Next meeting, October the 27th, scheduled time. Motion to adjourn. All to adjourn, second. Darrell, all in favor, say aye. Thank you. We're good.
Sure you don't want to talk on like that? She made me shut up. Better get in there before 9 o'clock. Double check right there on my